I'm Kate Word, and welcome again to my channel here at Kate Word Art. You'll see that I love mixed media, texture, hard edges, geometry, collage, painting and layers, making my own papers with my Gelli plate, and today I'm printmaking on my new 16 by 20 Gelli plate. So stay tuned. Today I want to show you some new Mylar masks and stencils that I've cut. I'm reworking some prints that you've seen me create previously, and there are some new pulls that I'm somewhat happy with. I'm planning another video where I'll be painting directly on the print in my geometric style. So let's get started. So here we are. I'm using a smaller brayer, but I think this is phthalo blue. I'm confused sometimes with ultramarine and phthalo, so anyway, I think this is phthalo blue. And these are some of the new Mylar masks that I've cut, and I'm enjoying the Mylar. They're so easy to clean, and I'm cutting those in some curvilinear masks and piecing them together. I talked before about the way that I number them, top and bottom, or right and left, and so forth. This is some primary magenta, and it's a little more transparent than I thought it would be, but that's okay. And then on the top, I think that I used some cerulean blue. And I do like this combination. I like the cool colors. I use a lot of turquoise in my work. If there was one common color that I use, it would be a turquoise blue, a teal. Now I'm going to put this on top of another print that you've seen me pull before. Oh, here's my trusty comb tool. Found a big old Tupperware kind of, I think it's actually a lid to a cake, Tupperware cake server. But anyway, it has a crack in it on the side, so I'm using it for my stencils and masks that I pull off. And I don't know if you've noticed, but it is really easy to pull off the stencils that are on the edge and pulling those off first, because if I've had a stencil that's kind of hanging off the edge, it's easier to grasp and to pull. So you might observe that too, like those. And I think pulling them off first kind of helps me find the interior ones. I'm narrating this as I go, so you'll have to forgive me. Sometimes I'll write out a narrative before I start, but I'm trying something new today. See if I can do a voiceover at the top of these slides. So doing a little cleanup there. I'm also figuring out how to avoid that horizontal line in the middle where I have certain designs meet in the middle. This is what I'm working. I wanted to add some color to that. So here we go. Okay, we've had a short little break, and let's just see what we've got here after, I think this is like the third layer, maybe the fourth, I'm not really sure. But I think it was successful in adding some color to this very neutral gray, Payne's gray, and mid-tone gray print. And what I was trying to do is introduce some vertical. I wanted to break up the space, but I still wanted to be able to see the circles underneath that I was able to print in the first layer. And there's a little bit of a ghost image there that I want to capture, so I think I use a light gray, yeah, the gray color, to pull that. And this is a metallic pearl from Blick. It's a pearlized white. I saw where Fulton was using that, and it looked really beautiful, so I thought I would try that too. Sometimes you don't want a titanium white, and sometimes the Naples yellow is a little bit too warm for the gray, so it makes a nice blend there and has a little pearlized look to it. And there I was trying to blend on the plate where I had a few blobs. I'm learning about how I put the paint down on the plate. Here we go. We're just going to pull a ghost print, and it'll sit for about 3 minutes, 5 minutes maybe, because I want to pull that ghost image off the plate. So we'll take another little break. So here we go. We'll pull this print, and you'll see it's a nice ghost image. There's very little paint that I was able to, pull off the plate, but it's nice. It'll be something to work with. I like those colors anyway. Okay, these are some of the subject divider stencils that I've cut out of the plastic, and the paint color is it's Azo Orange from Amsterdam. But you're going to see me do something a little bit different here. This is, I'm going to try to and I'll just alert you right off, it doesn't really work. It's kind of a failure. But I cut this print and I mounted it to a cradle board. You saw me in one of the previous videos show you how to mount a paper to cradle board, and that's what I've done. And somebody asked me, could I continue to work on that? And the answer is yes, but I did not have a successful pull on that cradle board. You'll see that it doesn't really transfer very well. I think if I had picked up the plate and put the plate on top of the cradle board, and instead of the cradle board on top of the plate. But you'll see, this is some I think it's a metallic black, and it's a little bit too transparent, so I end up adding some more black to it. And then I was really wanting something a little more opaque, and the top is a black also. It might be a dark gray, but I'm thinking it was black. Sorry, I'm not recalling. It is black, because I remember thinking what a combination, this orange and black. It makes kind of an interesting green. But anyway, the cradle board, it comes out nicely. It just doesn't transfer very well, and I'll be probably painting on the surface of that cradle board and show you. And I like the shape of the stencils that I chose. The linear movement that's added, you'll see that. And here is the cradle board. And I'm also wondering if, because I had gloss medium on top of I had sealed it a little bit with the gloss medium, so I'm also wondering if that's the reason why it didn't transfer. But I really just don't think. I was trying to use the brayer, something that would add weight, and I was concerned about the edges and getting the edges also, and as you'll see when I pull it, so you'll see when I pull it here that very little transferred, and it left me with a very nice ghost print, though, I will say. And so I'm really happy with the ghost image that is left there. And the colors that I choose to add. I think I choose blues and teals. Yeah. You can almost always count that I'm going to choose a teal or a turquoise, like I said before. has the cerulean. I really like that color too. And I did use too much, but I was able to transfer it to the top, which made it nice. I could be somewhat efficient. And this ends up being a pretty nice combination with that azo orange and black underneath it. Good contrast. I think I'm coming to the end of my Somerset paper. And this may be my last piece that I'm getting ready to use here. So we'll let it sit about 5 minutes and we'll come back to it. It's been about 5 minutes, and let's see what kind of transfer we have here. I think it's a pretty good one. Almost everything comes off the plate, which is always good. I like the vertical and horizontal interaction of the paint and the stencils. There's a place on the right hand side that seems like there's a gap or something missing there. I could have placed something there on the right mid area where two stencils met and formed that gap, but for the most part it's a great transfer. Now this is one of my early prints that I did, and I don't know if you remember, but those stencils were made from Bristol board that I cut. And so now I'm going to layer up with some Mylar, and let's see how they interact. I wasn't as happy with this pull. It seems really busy, so it'll be one of the first ones that I choose to paint, so that I can begin to simplify and just pull it all together. It's just really, well, you'll see. Maybe you'll see what I mean. And this is the first time that I've done the vertical color changes on my plate. Mostly I've been doing that band, a horizontal band. Now I have a vertical band. And as far as color choice, I kind of wanted to talk about that. I think for me, I'm liking warm and cool interaction. And so if you'll notice, the print that I lay down to print off this plate is warm. So in order to have good contrast, these colors needed to be cool, so that I had good interaction, warm and cool interaction. And maybe the next layers will be value and darks and lights. But like I said, this will probably be one of the first pieces that I decide to paint on. so that I can begin to integrate the warm and the cool, the shapes, line work. So I'm really kind of excited about doing it. Yeah, I have some cleanup. I had some extra, a little more paint than I really needed to, that squished out. So I have a little cleanup there, but it's not hard to do. Here we go. Excuse me. It's been a few minutes, so here we go. Let's see what kind of transfer we have. And as far as transfers go, it's a pretty good transfer. I just needed to rethink my placement. And again, on the left and the right side, I have areas where your eye stops. Where a stencil ended and the eye stops. So I look forward to editing that. You may remember that this print is inspired from one of my own paintings, and the card I'm showing you is like a little detail reprint of it. So I'm going to work on it today too. And again, I wish I had really thought about my placement a little bit more, but for the most part it's a good pull, good transfer. Where I used, I'm going to be using black at the bottom, then burnt sienna through the middle with some metallic gold, and then the Naples yellow at the Naples yellow light at the top, which is a nice creamy color. I really liked the burnt sienna. I wish I had used more burnt sienna. Where I blended the burnt sienna and the metallic gold, I think I probably got a little black up in there too, because after I pull the print, it kind of looks like a dirty spot, I guess is what I wasn't real happy about. So I this burnt sienna area is nice, and it blends up. See how I got the black up in there a little bit, and the metallic gold is nice. There goes a stencil. These are all things that you learn, and you only learn it by practice, and you only learn it by doing, and you only learn it by making mistakes, and that's fine. I sort of have this thing where I know that there's always something that I can do to remedy or fix it or resolve it, and it's a matter of continuing to work and add another layer. I think as artists we are problem solvers. We're troubleshooters, if you will. And so we were reacting to what's happening on the plate, what happened here and there, and how can we resolve the way that it came out, and to a way that's pleasing to my eye. And I often found that if it's pleasing to my eye, then it's more than likely going to be pleasing to a viewer's eye. Or I know when I was cutting hair, I always felt that if I liked the haircut or the service that I had given to my client, that they would. If I was unhappy with it, then more than likely they were too. So I'm really one for pleasing my eye, pleasing myself, rather than seeking the approval of someone else. And my strokes, my line work, my pattern, my color choices, the squiggles that I make with my comb tool, those are all a part of my unique voice and my style, and nobody else can replicate my work. Just like with Fulton, he inspires me, but I'm not seeking to duplicate his work or copy him in any way. So our work is unique to our voice and our style. Please your own eye. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we have. I'm really loving the burnt sienna across there, and I can see the shimmer of the metallic gold, and I like that. But as I look at it flat and I look at it as a whole, I don't like that horizontal band across there. It just sort of, when I look at the print, it looks like a dirty mark. And the top looks a little busy, and I'm looking forward to simplifying that. But I do like that burnt sienna, and I do like the complements, how it complements the blue. Glad I was able to save that. So there's the print that I just pulled, and there's the first one I pulled with the ribbons of blue and magenta moving through the light and the dark loops, hopefully showing my circles through there. Here's the warm and the cool colors interacting. Take a good look. It's going to get painted. And the next one is my favorite of the day. Thanks for watching, y'all. I really appreciate it.